Hello, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be talking about the fallout of UFC 223 into the state that it is now. This all stemmed back really from Ferguson. That's when it started to decline. That's when the fight card lost its biggest fight because Ferguson, he was elbowing pipes and kicking metal pipes, but all of a sudden tripping over a wire. He somehow injured his knee or some ligaments off some weird stuff. So some crazy stuff right there. And that's really when the card really lost most of its luster right there. But then Max Holloway stepped in and he was going to save the card. And it might not have been just as big, but to me, I thought it might even be a bigger fight. Well, maybe bigger fight but not really, because Ferguson and Khabib actually had some type of history. The fight's falling out. They actually were both lightweights in this fight you've been wanting to see. Whereas Holloway was a 6-day notice, so definitely the Ferguson versus Khabib fight would have been bigger. But I think maybe it would have been more interesting for the Holloway. To me, it would have been more interesting a Holloway versus Khabib on 6-day notice. But it all started back then, and then Holloway coming up to the card, and all of a sudden leading up to the fight. Pretty much the day before the weigh-ins or 2 days before the weigh-ins, Conor McGregor's doing stuff at a bus because of Khabib smacking Artem, his friend. So like he coming in with Dawn bus, and then just off this bus incident, he takes out 3 fights because Artem is involved with Conor McGregor. So they take Artem off the card. So it's no Artem versus Caceres fight. Chiesa takes the most damage. So he's like, I guess his window's the one that gets busted through. So Chiesa's bleeding. He wants to still fight, but I guess he gets pulled off the card. So Chiesa versus Pettis is off the card. Ray Borg said he gets some some glass in his eyes somehow or some way or whatever. You know, he's wearing glasses, so I guess he take what it is. Maybe he just wants that McGregor money, so he gets some glasses out. Now his fight's off the card. So it's 3 fights off the card off that, and then I think it was a 4th fight off the card really because there's no main event. So it's 1, 2, 3. It's the Chiesa fight off the card. It's the Borg fight off the card, and the Artem fight off the card. There's Iaquinta versus Felder still. So Iaquinta was oh yeah, and then Holloway misses weight, and they say he can't make the fight because of doctors or whatever, New York commission said doesn't clear him to fight. So pretty much he's stepping in for nothing, can't fight. So that's a fight off the card, but it's not off the card yet. Then they step Iaquinta up. Well, first they offered Pettis the shot, but Pettis said he wants $1 million. But first they offered Pettis the shot, but then Pettis says he won $1 million to fight Khabib on what's 3 days notice. So he offers, like I said, he wants $1 million for that. But right now his market value is not right there. I would say understand $400, $300, maybe $500, maybe $600, $1 million. He pretty much priced himself out. I think he really didn't want to fight, especially on 6 days notice. And it would have been a shot at the title as well. So he really was that confident. He could say he could have beat Khabib, made like $500,000, became champion, and instantly doubled his market value or tripled because off the rise in the scene of Conor McGregor doing this, Conor McGregor doing that. But all in all, I think Pettis at this moment is not, his value is not that high, especially stylistically wise against Khabib. Let me say it right. Stylistically wise against Khabib, Pettis is somebody that doesn't do real against wrestlers, and Khabib is like the best wrestler in that division at the moment. So that would have been, it's not like nobody really wanted to see that. So Pettis priced himself out of it. That's pretty much sums up. Pettis priced himself out of fighting Khabib for the title on short notice. So then they try to get Felder and Iaquinta in there. So Felder, I think he couldn't fight because he's not ranked high enough. So it's all this little politics. He wasn't ranked high enough to fight for the title. So they pull in Iaquinta, and Iaquinta is ranked higher on a more respectable winning streak over better competition. And it was fighting Felder, so they step Iaquinta up there, but he won't be fighting for the title, but Khabib will, so it's like some weird thing right there, all this politics. But Dana White says that if Iaquinta wins, he's like pretty much like will be the 155 champion in his mind. Like, you know, it won't be a belt there, he'll still be respected as like the champ or whatever. Or probably still get like a title shot in his next fight or fight for some vacant title or whatever. So all this little politics. So pretty much this whole card got messed up. So it's like, what, 4 fights off this card? What was it, 12 to start? So it's like 8 now. So it's a weird card. It's going to be 4. So they probably take off some Fight Pass prelims, some FS1 prelims and stuff. So it's like 8 fight, went from 12 fights to 8 fights. And probably 4 fight main card, 4 fight prelims. So they took the first fight, Artem Lobov, off the card. The Pettis and Chiesa fight off the card. The Ray Borg fight off the card. And the Iaquinta versus Felder fight off the card. So that's like 4 fights off the card. And then Iaquinta went up to fight Khabib. So it's a weird card. But now that's just pretty much a weird situation. This card went from one of the best cards of the year to like it's just one of those cards like more historic more than it is actually a decent card. It's just like, you remember this card, the card that went to Shambles basically. went from having one of the most anticipated fights of the year, maybe the past 2 or 3 years, to just being, I don't know what the freak just happened type of card. So that's just pretty much sums it up. And now I'm just gonna kind of break down a little Khabib versus Iaquinta fight. I think it's actually a pretty interesting fight still, especially on short notice. Iaquinta was on the card, so he was training as well. So it's not like he just stepped off out of his couch. He's trained, in shape, ready to fight on weight. Khabib definitely on shape and on weight, and his style is not gonna change regardless of who he's fighting. He definitely got to respect Iaquinta more because Iaquinta is somebody that's not like somebody that's a striker first or this and that or a striker only. He's a well-rounded fighter, serious like striking and power in his hands, serious speed with his hands, a wrestler, gritty. So it's gonna be it might be a harder fight for him, in my opinion, or the more interesting matchup. But it's not gonna be doesn't have that name or interest value. So as far as Khabib, what he has to do, he has to just keep taking Iaquinta down, keep doing what he's doing, and don't really let off on him because Iaquinta is definitely not gonna be like Edson Barboza. Even though like I said, Edson Barboza is the best, there's best in that. Edson Barboza is somebody that kind of just quits a lot. He might be in the fight, but he mentally took a vacation. Iaquinta is gonna be in your face until you take him out of there. He's gonna be striking with you. You take him down, he's gonna be trying to get back up. He's not gonna be backing up or like backpedaling from Khabib. He's not gonna be scared of Khabib's punches or strikes. So he's gonna be in Khabib's face trying to strike with Khabib. He's not gonna be back because what does Khabib really offer on the feet? Not too much. He's gonna be trying. His whole point of defeat is to get you moving back. So if you don't really, it's not like he's gonna be doing those super powerful kicks to your body. He doesn't really have the best setups, the best this. Really, he has a jumping uppercut, like a telegraph jumping uppercut in a double leg, or will transition to the takedown. But that's gonna be a different fight. But I think all in all, not to go too much into prediction. I think 5 rounds. Khabib just gotta be on him. He can't really give him too much room. He gotta smother him. I mean, he's gotta be smart about it. You definitely gotta worry about those hands and just stay on him. And I'm predicting Khabib to win, as he should win, and he should win this title. No upsets, but it definitely is a very real possibility of getting an upset. Especially somebody mentioned that pretty much the biggest upsets in the UFC have been by a Long Island fighter. So it's been Weidman, it's been what's his name, Matt Serra, the original upset king, Matt Serra, Chris Weidman, and now you got Iaquinta chance. I think it was another person, but the two biggest UFC over the greatest middleweight of all time was by Chris Weidman knocking out Anderson Silva. The greatest welterweight of all time, GSP, before he was submitted as the greatest, was knocked out by Matt Serra. So it's like Long Island might be the upset city, might be the upset capital of the world. But that's kind of break down the fight. That's my fight analysis for Khabib versus Iaquinta and my little breakdown of the whole shamble that is UFC 223. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and come back for more videos. Peace.